In college, I started off at right tackle my freshman year, and then I transitioned to left tackle after Isaiah Wynn left, and I played there the last 2 years. My play style, I would say, in the run game, very physical at the point of attack, usually have good leverage, and then the pass game, athletic feet with length. I try to mimic my game after a mix of Tyron Smith and Trent Williams. Just Trent Williams because his athleticism, and then Tyron Smith, how consistent his set is, regardless of who he's playing.
PFF data scientists actually uncovered that your pass protection it comps really well at your college team to Laramie Tunsil and David Bakhtiari. Do you think those are fair comps?
Yeah, definitely. Those two are great players. I'm working hard, to get to their level.
There were a lot of dark spots on Georgia Bulldogs, but you were the remaining bright spot consistently. What about your game can be used for every NFL team?
Just how coachable I am. I understand the game. A lot of times I understand what's going on before the play happens, and regardless of what system I'm in, I can adjust to whatever they're trying to teach me.
Your toughest opponent in the SEC?
Toughest opponent, I would probably say Auburn.
Brown?
Derek Brown, yes, sir.
You started every game as a true freshman, right? How will that help you as a rookie in the NFL?
I think it'll help because I made a smooth transition. Like I said, picking up the playbook, things like that, adjusting to being on your own. I feel like I'll make a smooth transition.
Andrew, playing in the SEC as you did, I mean, you're going against probably the best competition in the country. How important is that as you go to the next level, having gone through what you've already gone through?
It's very important. In the SEC, you don't have any days off. Every week you're playing against the best pass rusher they have. Obviously, it's not the NFL, but it's like a nice stepping stone going up to the next level.
You mentioned replacing Isaiah Wynn. Do you have a relationship? Do you stay in touch with him?
Yeah, I stay in touch with Isaiah. He told me last year that I have a good chance, to get drafted, just to continue to work hard and do the same things that got me here.
Have you met with the Patriots coach starting?
I haven't yet.
So you've played on both sides. Do you have a preference?
I prefer left tackle, but I can play both.
What are NFL teams telling you that they like you on one side or the other?
They not right now. They're just saying they like me at tackle. They're not saying specifically which one. Yeah.
Anything on the draft board?
Say it again. I haven't yet. I do on Thursday. Formal.
Andrew, do you look at it as a competition? I know you're not looking a ton at the draft boards, but there's 4 or 5 great offensive tackles projected in the first round. Do you look at that as somewhat of a competition when you train?
Definitely. Not just the draft boards, but personally, like I want to be the best. I work hard every day to be the best. Why would we be doing this if you don't want to be the best? So every day I train, I want to be the best. Obviously, all of these guys are talented, so I'm just doing my best to show what I can do.
You like pancakes?
I do definitely.
New York teams in the top 11, how would you feel about landing in the Big Apple?
It'll be crazy. You guys know I signed with Rock Nation, so I've been up there a couple of times, and New York's a nice city.
Have you spoken to the Jets or guys?
I met with the Jets. Just a lot of film, just breaking down my film, and then a little things like critiquing my technique. Informal.
How about the Giants?
I have a formal with them Thursday.
Andrew, I think we all knew before the season started there was a good chance you'd go pro. How hard was it to make the decision after playing the bowl game?
It was pretty tough leaving Georgia. I've been there for 3 years. It's given me a lot opportunity to take care of my family for a long time. But just talking to my family and my mentors and my coaches, it just made sense for me to come out.
Andrew, what have you drawn inspiration from through your career? Is there anything touchstone that you use to kind of inspire you to greatness?
Yeah, so I remember. So I don't know if you guys know, but I'm very musically inclined. Like all my family growing up in the church, played the drums, things like that. And my freshman year in high school, I was still in the band, enjoying everything. And my head coach Chris Slade told me that I had a chance to write my own ticket playing football. And obviously I loved the game, but music was still something very important to me. And he told me that I got to put my focus on football, and that's what I did. I still love music, but I put my all into football, and I'm here now.
So you couldn't be in the band anymore. I guess you were.
I was still in it, but I wasn't as into it as I was before. Yeah. I haven't. No. I don't have any formal schedule with them. I may do it informal sometime. Most of the time, just chilling with the boys, playing video games, and a lot of times just watching movies, chilling. I think I'm all around the best. I think I can run block, I can pass block. I'm coachable, technician. I think that's what makes me the best. I played the drums in the band, and then when I went to college, obviously I couldn't do band anymore, so I tried to transition to learn how to play the piano. So at my high school, I would be like at the pep rally, I would be playing in the band with my jersey on, and then I'll go over to the football team and then do the football thing. It was crazy. A lot of times I saw myself out there not blocking. I'm watching him just to see, what he can do because he's very, explosive. So it's pretty good to play with him. I think Swift just his one cut ability. You guys see it. He can just make a play out of no play sometimes. How quick he is. He's also elusive too. So he's a pretty good back. Yeah. It'd be crazy. Nick, he's a great guy. He's always mellow, just like how he is in college. He's a great running back, and it'll be a pleasure to block for him again. Very good. He was leading the NFL in rushing at a point in time. He's a very good back, and I think he's just tapping the tip of the iceberg. I like watching Tyron Smith and Trent Williams. Playing in the SEC every week, you got to be ready. The competition is ridiculous. Everybody's talented. And then coaching staff-wise, Sam Pittman, since I got there, he prepared me for this moment, just teaching me everything. And not just on the field, like off the field stuff, being a mentor to me. So they definitely prepared me for the next level. Jake, he's a charismatic leader. All the time he's on cloud nine. He never gets down. If you're having a bad day, Jake is the person that to go talk to bring you up. He always tries to keep people up, and he's a great leader. Does it have to be this season? I would probably say the SEC championship last year.
What was it like having Coach Slade around you since your 9 years? NFL guy, did that mold you different than maybe some other guys?
Definitely. Working with him and then Coach Kevin Johnson, he was my O-line coach. I understood a lot of techniques and things about the game that a lot of kids transitioning into college didn't know, and that put me over the edge. Just talking to my agent, I try not to pay too much attention, but obviously, I'm on social media, so I see it. When I see it, I just, continue to work hard. It's just motivation to continue to do it.
It feels like a lot of them have different tackle the ring differently
Yeah.
from one to the other. Is there anything you can do from now until the draft to kind of change that perception?
I think yesterday my measurements were good. I think that helps. And then just doing the meetings, just showing them how intelligent I am. And then obviously on the field drills, just showing how athletic I am. Yeah, every time I say that, they get interested. They want to talk about it. I think that's a good thing, outside of football that I do. I've had to rate myself from a 1 to 10. I'm probably like a 5 right now. I'm still working on it, but, it's just something I enjoy.
What did your football teammates think? There's band guys, football guys. The band guys probably thought it was great. What did your football teammates think of that?
They would laugh about it, but actually one of my best friends, he did the same thing. Mark Somerville, we both played in the drum line, and then we'll, come over to the football team. So they didn't give us, it wasn't too hard. Yeah. Nah, you don't. Favorite memory, I would probably say the Rose Bowl, my freshman year. Like that environment, it was just crazy, and how back and forth the game was, and us pulling it out, it was crazy. I think Trey Hill, Jamari Sawyer, Ben. I know Schaefer is coming back from an injury. I think they have a lot of talent, a great coach, so they're going to be good.
Your thoughts on Xavier Truss? He played behind you. What does he need to improve to be ready to be on the field, did you think?
Just adjusting to the plays. A lot of times coming in, it's a little difficult, to catch on to the scheme that we have. But I think after a year, in the system, I think this year he should be pretty good. Yeah, we ran like wide zone a lot. A lot of times we ran into the open side without a tight end, but just using athleticism to be able to reach guys and get up to the next level is something that could be used in the NFL. In my career, I would say Jeff Holland, Derrick Brown's pretty good, Deron Payne freshman year, and then this year I would say Chase Young from LSU. Who? Raquan Davis. He's a great D tackle, good length, can pass rush. I think he's an all around good player.
Does Nick Chubb try to talk up the Browns to you a little bit?
Nah, he hasn't. He don't try to talk to me. He just try to motivate me to make sure I keep my head on straight.
It's like having all these Georgia guys around, especially like your whole line.
Yeah, it's great. We spend a lot of time together and seeing everybody again. It's great to be together, and we all we're competing to be the best.
Your thoughts on Isaiah? Looks like still 350, but
Yeah.
he looks a little different than when he left Georgia just a couple months ago.
Yeah, every time we ask him about his weight, all he says is I'm 20% body fat. So we just let him do that. But I mean, he's a physical freak. I think he's gonna test well. He's a good player.
What are you going to play at?
I think I'm gonna play around 320. Yeah.
Andrew, the Miami Dolphins have told tackle injury to Larry Tunsil. Are you familiar with Tunsil's game?
Yeah, I watched a couple of his games when he was at Ole Miss. But in the NFL, he's a very good pass protector, good run blocker. I'm trying to model my game after his. I haven't heard much. I know they have a couple first-round picks, and then I have a formal with them Thursday, so I'll be talking to them then. Yeah, so I was working with Bob Palcic down there in Pensacola, and then he was telling me about when he coached them and just working on different hand techniques. Because a lot of times in college we just work the two-hand punch, but in NFL, you have to bring something different to the table. So just working on things like that.
Andrew, criticism that maybe your hands are too low,
Mhm.
you get some technique issues, but you're a 3-year starter.
Yep.
Are those criticisms valid, or?
I mean, people are entitled to their own opinions, and I go back and I look at the film, and there's things that I want to work on. There's never a time where you say, I'm perfect, there's nothing to work on. Like, I always want to get better. Transition to the NFL, the guys you're going to be going against are ridiculous, so I'm always looking to get better.
You said you did some of the line zone in Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, is that something you think you can do full time? You think solid?
Yeah, definitely. We ran outside zone pretty much. Obviously, inside zone was our main thing, but we ran outside zone pretty much too. Technique is very important. One little small hiccup in your set or in your hands against these, very talented rushers, it could be all the difference. So just, repetition, making sure every time my set is consistent, it'll help me out.
Andrew, Georgia's hired some new people on their offensive coaching staff. There's some air raid, passing speculation. Are you buying it that Kirby's going to go pass happy at Georgia? You still think that?
I doubt it. O-line's going to be big again. They got a stable back there. Georgia, the brand we play, is just being physical at the point of attack. So I obviously they're going to pass the ball, but I think they're going to run the ball a lot.
The Browns need to be some tackles that you
Yeah, I met with them yesterday. Yeah.
There are a couple of the other guys that they really pounded with technique and show you good bad. Is that what they do?
Yeah, they definitely do. They show, good plays. They actually explain it, and then they'll show a play that you might mess up, and then they ask you basically what you should do to fix it.
Is it tough to watch them kind of show you bad stuff and try to explain it?
No, it's not. That's how Coach Pittman taught it. When I watch film myself, I really don't look at the good plays like that. I like to watch the plays that I messed up and figure out what I need to do to get better.
How do you feel about the possibility of playing with Deshaun Watson?
That would be crazy. He's a very talented quarterback. I remember watching him when I was in high school. Was at Clemson. It would be an honor to block for him. Yeah, they asked me, how was that transition moving back and forth. Some coaches have asked me, can I play inside too? Yeah.
How do you feel about that? The ability to be able to move around?
I feel like I can move. I think I'm versatile. I played, right tackle and left tackle at college, and I had a couple reps at guard, like in summer camp and things like that. I would probably say the Kentucky game. I remember me and Saul, we had a double block up to the Mike backer. Like we killed them against Kentucky. That's the game we rushed for like 300 yards, and then Swift broke like a 60-yard run. And I remember me and Saul, if you watch on the film, you can see us like running, and we jumped like chest bump in the middle of the play. So it was pretty cool. He's a great quarterback. I remember when we played him my freshman year, very talented. I think he has a lot more, to get better at. He's a great quarterback. He's going to have a long career in the NFL. Yeah, I met with them yesterday. Say it again. He's a very talented quarterback. He can throw. Obviously, he can run. I think he, had a pretty good rookie season, and I'm looking forward to what he's going to do next year. Goals. I'll probably say around like 30, 32 on the vert, broad jump, 9.5. Trying to get a 5 flat, 4.9 on the 40, something like that. Bench press around like 25. Some of my goals. On bench press, I am. Yeah, it was a couple of plays that we went over, some good, some bad, but basically they just asked you to explain the offense. We looked at a lot of six-man pass protection and just explaining to them like how we ran it, what our calls for it, things like that. That's crazy. Like it goes so fast. I really don't think about it like that. When I'm in an interview, I'm just trying to do my best to impress the coaches.
Any formal interview plan with the Bills?
I don't.
What's it like among the top tackles? Where you guys are all compete would be the number one. What's it like here when you guys are on?
We hear about all the guys all year. Training, especially like exos. You get kind of fun with some of the guys, and it's just like it's like back in high school. You go to the rival camps, you go to the camps where all the top players come around. That's kind of how it is, and it brings a competitive atmosphere.
Beck didn't seem like he had a huge personality. I mean, he's a huge guy and had a big personality. You seem like that when you're
I haven't spent much time with him. We're in different groups, but yeah, I haven't talked to him that much yet. That's it.
Andrew, who's the best player going back to Georgia? We're not talking about now. We'll talk about a year from now.
I'll probably say George Pickens. He's just very talented. It was his first year in. Like I said, adjusting to the playbook is pretty difficult sometimes, but he's just a talented player. You can see him in practice. Sometimes you'll see him, he catching the ball with one hand, the coach yelling at him to catch it with two hands. Like things like that, he just does freaky stuff, and he's going to be a great player.
What about his disposition, Andrew? Jake said he's a lot of fun. Can you give us an example of what Jake's talking about when he talks about the fun?
George he's in like a class of his own. He's always happy. Like we would be in practice, he'll score a touchdown. He's celebrating, like stuff like that. He's just intense. He's a different kind of guy.
Been staying in touch with Ben Cleveland.
I haven't talked to him much.
What do you expect from Ben his senior year? He was the guy we thought might come out. Your thoughts on Ben and his health and coming back to Georgia?
I think Ben has all the potential in the world. He stays healthy this year. He has a great chance to be one of the top guards coming out next year.
Now, does he have to leave his pocket knife at home on the road trips, though? I wondered about that, if he was allowed to bring that on the road.
Nah, he always has that pocket knife on him. I have one scheduled for Thursday. Right. Nah, it goes by so fast. I remember dreaming about this, being young, and then once you get into it, it's like every day you're just working hard to get here, and it's crazy. Like I'm really here. One, I think athleticism, playing at the next level. Those guys are freaks, so being more athletic helps you. And then technique, especially at the offensive line position. Playing those guys, you have to be a technician. Every down, every play, you have to change it up. It's almost like a chess match. You got to be able to adjust to different type of rushers. So I think that makes all the difference.
Do you have a number you're trying to hit in 40, Andrew?
5 flat, 4.9 maybe.
And what did you work on obviously you worked on everything, but was there one area you tried to focus on during your rookie?
Just working my start, my stance, and then like how I drove out of my stance.
You were Nick Chubb with Georgia. Did he talk at all when he was there? With the Browns, he doesn't talk.
Nah, Nick doesn't talk. Only people he talked to is like Isaiah and Sony every now and then. But I mean, he's a pretty chill dude. When he gets comfortable around you, he talks a little bit more. Yeah. Most, I'd probably say the boys. Just being around them every day. We work hard. It's a lot, going to school, grinding every day, the workouts, the practice. But being around them all the time, I'm missing.
How would you describe yourself?
I would say physical in the run game, good leverage, good feet in the pass game, good length, and I would say a technician and understand the game really well. I would say I need to work on the finer details, like small things, like in my set, little minor things, like where my foot is angled or my hand placement, things like that.
Did end up pair of shoes to try to go follow in the footsteps of
Definitely. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. It'll be very hard, to fill those footsteps. But all I can do is work, try to learn the system, learn from the older guys, and do what I can to, be the best player I can be.
have you a great opportunity to kind of make your mark?
Yeah, definitely. Following the footsteps of a great like that, it'll be, a great opportunity.